My name is Redeker, and I'm very honored to be here today. I'm from Stockholm, Sweden. I am a marketeer, and I have been working with marketing my entire life. I have been within international big firms such as Telia, Sonera, Nokia, and Siemens, but also at advertising firms such as Ogilvy and Mather. Today the topic will be international capabilities, and we will be going through several big worldwide trends that are ongoing at the moment and that has been on for a few years and that will continue to be on. The speech will be for 45 minutes, and after these 45 minutes we will have a few minutes for your questions to discuss. If there is anything during this speech that you don't understand, please interrupt me and I try to clarify immediately, and I do want you to understand the most of what I'm saying. If I speak too fast or too quiet, or if my language is too difficult, please let me know and I will try to adjust. Do you hear me? Up there? Yeah. Good. Good. So, what I'm talking about when we talk about international capabilities, here today we are talking about your personal skills that will be good for you to have in the future. When you have your exams ready and done and you have graduated and you started your first job, perhaps in an international firm, it would be good to you to have a good grasp of the trends that is ongoing and that might change your future work. Perhaps you think, well, I live in Hyvinkää. I don't work internationally. I will be living here the rest of my life. I will be a nurse. I will be a doctor. I will not be out in the international business world. But perhaps you're a little bit wrong. Perhaps it is so that the global and shrinking international world actually comes to Hyvinkää. And if you work as a doctor or as a nurse, sooner or later you will be in touch with telemedicine and remote slides, and perhaps you work as a nurse here in Hyvinkää at the hospital and you will be in touch with a doctor in New York. Then you actually will be working on an international level. So, regardless if you are into business, administration, economics, if you are a big international businessman, or if you are a nurse, none of these big international trends will let you be. So, before, it was about national home markets. It was about countries and products that were sold within the countries. It was about home markets. Now, it's not longer about home markets. Now it is about international business, international markets, cross-border selling, synergies, big conglomerates of companies. Today, it is about reaching your customer at the lowest cost, making advertising campaigns that will run cross-border, all over Europe, all over North America, for hardly any money at all. And I will now show you an example. I think it's pretty good. It's a TV commercial. It's done by the advertising firm Ogilvy. The product is Dove. There is not one word said in this commercial. It's only 60 seconds long. It works very, very well throughout the wide Western world. It's actually targeted towards women in their middle age, and especially if they have a daughter. I think this is a good example of how borderless the international world is. The campaign has a few years on its neck. It was award-winning, but I think it's so good. And to wake you up, I would like to show you this. I think it communicated pretty well, huh? Not one word was said. Functions in Europe and in North America and in Japan and in China, at least on the East Coast. So, what has made the world shrunk? What has made the world become more and more international? Telecommunication. And when we think about telecommunication, we think about internet. And internet is really what made the world shrink. Internet is the foundation for the 24/7 society, meaning that the business world is up and running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. An executive in Stockholm can call his employer in Tokyo anytime. We all know that our phones are on. We answer our emails more or less immediately. Not only the society is on, we are on as well. So, internet and IT has changed the companies internally and externally, how they work inside and how the employees work. The 24/7 society glues the world together and makes it more and more borderless. And I am sure that you are aware of all this and that you more or less work under these conditions yourself. This globalization and the 24/7 society and internet has led to a focus more and more on business, more and more on money, and more on international target audiences, as I just showed you in the commercial. So it's now about borderless target audiences to make business with, and it's less and less about countries and home markets. So, what is making the world international? And what is making the world global? Why does it shrink? It's not only due to IT and internet and the 24/7 society. There are so many ongoing trends at the moment that really makes the world shrink faster and faster. Some of these trends you know about since before, because they have been ongoing for years. But the thing is that some of these trends will continue to go on for the next 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years. And that means that after you graduated and after you started your professional life, perhaps in an international company, these trends will affect your future professional roles. A few international trends that will affect your future professional roles, or perhaps already has done so, is accountability. What does it mean? When you work within a company, you need to prove a success record. You need to think money. You need to think how to save money for the company that you're working in. And you can save money in a lot of ways. Perhaps you find a new idea in order to lower the production costs. Then you save money for the company and they will love you. Perhaps you are very good at keeping track of trends and you work as a product manager, so perhaps you will invent a new product or you will upgrade a current product. Perhaps you will find a new market. So whatever you do in your future life, please think accountability.